Okay, so I am now moving with my head and eyes. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna punch this dude in the face.
Welcome!
Thank you so much for having me.
So, chat, be gentle. My chat is energetic. They are Italians. Have you ever been to Italy?
Oh no, I haven't. No, I want to.
What do you know about Italy? Let's see.
Pasta? Is that bad to say?
No, it's great.
Sunshine?
It's a great start. Pasta and then?
Sunshine, beach.
Little bit of mafia.
Oh yes, I thought that wasn't something you wanted to speak about.
No, it's an excellence.
Like
Are you kidding me? It's an excellence of our country. Why not? Yes, sure, mafia.
It's definitely iconic.
Yeah,
for sure.
There you go. And what else? What else do we have, chat? Pizza? I mean, pizza must be in there, right?
Delicious, delightful. That's all you need as a country.
Yeah. So, chat, let me give a little bit of context. I've contacted Perri, I think at this time, it's like 6 months ago at this point.
Oh yeah, a while now.
Yeah, because I'm horrible at organizing things. But she was so gentle to accept the first time, and then the other times I've asked. And somebody in my chat actually told me to invite you and to check your content. And I was pretty amazed by the mind-controlling gaming thing.
Thank you.
So I let you explain what you do, so the chat can understand why it's so peculiar.
Well, basically, I have these EEG things. Right now, I'm wearing the 2-sensor one so that I could show you guys later if you want to.
Oh, okay.
But usually I have like a 14-sensor crown that you may have seen if you've seen anything that I've done ever. And what it does is they pick up your brain activity, and then I have trained the computer to remember what my brain activity looks like when I'm thinking about different things, like pushing something forward or spinning a plate. And then I've coded that all up to hit a button when I'm doing that, because it's learned what that is. So that's pretty cool. And that's pretty much it.
Well, it seems simple, but I'm pretty sure it's not that simple. So let's dig in the technology a little bit. First of all, when you say brain activity, let's make a step back. What did you study in your life? Why do you know how to do this stuff?
I did psychology at uni. Okay. So I've done a master's degree in psychology. So I've used EEG in that regard and learned about it, kind of. But a lot of it's just been experimentation. I figured out that you could just buy these randomly for yourself on the internet. And they're USB-C charging, which is ridiculous. Because it's magic. And yeah, it's just been kind of experimenting with it and seeing where we go, I suppose.
What about the computer stuff? Where did you learn that? By just practicing?
Yeah, I'm so new to it. I knew there was a thing that I wanted to do, and my partner helped me out with it a little bit. But yeah, it's all just been practice. I guess that's why it took so long to develop, because it's kind of figuring out as you go along. A tiny bit of ChatGPT. Just a little bit.
That's a hot topic. Okay. And what about is it something that only you have, or is it like a project that many have done on the internet? Do you think it's quite unique?
Yeah. I think I'm doing it in a different way to what's been done before, but there are lots of people who have tried a very similar thing. I mean, people have been controlling robots with brain activity since 1982. I know Michael Reeves controlled a car with, I think it was the Emotive Insight actually, so a different version to the ones that I have. And there was a guy, I keep forgetting his name, maybe chat will know, maybe, but there was a YouTuber, I love this YouTuber, I'm literally just blanking now, who did Minecraft. He made his own EEG chip about 10 years ago.
Surri, maybe? No, Surri is an Italian one, but he does Minecraft.
No, American, this guy, I think. Yeah, but it wasn't to the capacity that I'm doing it necessarily. It was groundbreaking, but it was very, very tricky. He got Steve to move forward just a bit, and then that was like huge achievement. But I'm at this point, I think because the tech's moved on, so I'm very lucky to be doing it now. I've been like playing full games and live streaming it, which is pretty cool. But no, there are lots of people who are doing a similar thing. It's a really cool concept. And I think brain activity stuff and EEG is so popular now. What with Elon Musk and people like that absolutely getting into it.
Yeah. That was one of the questions. So, but in order to properly understand the technology, when you say brain activity, what do you mean exactly?
Well, I can show you.
Oh, you have slides? You have...
I have. I made
PowerPoints?
a PowerPoint.
Okay.
Not exactly, but I can show you right now. So because I'm... Come with me over here.
Okay.
Because I am...
Lines that are moving.
Lines!
Wow.
I think that's flipped. I don't know why it's done that, actually. But you'll be fine. You'll be okay.
Okay.
Wait, no, I can edit this. I can edit this in OBS. Bear with me for 1 second.
I'm seeing the stuff. So many icons on your bar. Oh, okay, because it was going the other way around. That's smart.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
So these are, like I said, I'm wearing these 2 sensors here.
Okay.
So those are the 2 sensors. And if I stay still, it'll get a good signal.
So these sensors are in your ears?
Yeah.
And that's
these
it?
ones, yeah. That's it.
And they can process
cool.
the whole brain. I mean, the activity in different parts of the brain just by connecting to your ears.
Well, they can try. They're not as good as the 14 sensor. They're not as accurate, but they're giving it their best go, I think. I think the activity from parts of the brain that are by the ears, so that's like mostly the temporal lobe, that's what it's picking up mostly. I think it's mostly doing sort of like an energy level thing. So like you've got high activity or you've got low activity, and that's what it's pretty good. But the more sensors you have, the better it is. So my crown can mostly pick up the whole brain, and that's why I can do much more or many more controls with it than with these ones. But I can still do something in terms of mind control gaming with these, because when I meditate, for example, that's like a whole other thing. So sorry, that was my alert.
No, it's okay. I cannot hear it. It's okay.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. But yes, yeah. So when I meditate, for example, that changes that activity. It makes it lower. And so I played Halo with this, and it made me shoot in the game. That's what I trained it to do.
Okay, so now you have like a Boolean approach, like activity, no activity, right?
Yeah, pretty much for these ones, because it's
While
pretty tricky.
with the bigger one, you have different areas.
Yes.
And you can trigger separate, like, I don't know, four areas. How many areas are there?
There are quite a few, because you can kind of keep dividing the brain as much as you want, really. I think there are 4 main cortexes, maybe 5. I've completely forgotten if you include the back part. But yeah, you can keep dividing it as much as you want, really. So there's loads. But what it does is it kind of holistically takes an idea of vaguely where the energy or the activity is coming from, what kind of activity it is, how fast they are, how much there is, and it kind of just records that.
So it's not like you hard code, like, I don't know, there is activity in the area 1, 3, 5, and then you hard code, I don't know, the move forward button. But it's like, okay, when I'm thinking of these, just computer, remember this setup of my brain that corresponds to move forward, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
You could probably do it the other way, but it would just be much harder to control.
Makes sense. So how can you give multiple trials? Like how much time does it take to train the system?
Well, here's the training software. I prepared all of this. You can kind of do, I mean, for me, to make a working controller for at least that session, it kind of changes when you take them out and put them back in again, because you put them in a slightly different place, or your brain's slightly different that day. But for me now, I can kind of get a working controller with about 20 trials each. But when I first did this, it took me 500, 600 trials. And so that's kind of what that means is I'm imagining that certain thing for 8 seconds. It records it. You have to be consistent in only doing that. Sure. And then you do that over and over and over and over again. Every brain is different. And what's going to be different enough from your normal pattern of brain activity, enough for it to recognize that there's a difference and it's this every single time, it can take a while to figure out what works. So I put the crown on a friend, and he did a really good job with the one of them. It was amazing, way faster than I could do. But when he tried to add two, it was very tricky because he just didn't figure out what worked for him. And it took me months for me.
Okay.
So, but once you get it, I mean, not many.
So in a way, you have been able to fine tune your brain activity corresponding to thinking of certain things. Like you have been able to like focus your brain activity in different ways. You have learned to do that, right?
Yeah, basically.
Is it useful besides doing the gaming thing? Like, do you think that brain activity corresponds to actually being able to, I don't know, think more clearly, or maybe consume less energy or stuff like that?
I mean, maybe. I haven't really done the research on this myself. I mean, potentially. One thing that I think I have developed my skill is being able to focus on a specific thing for a long time and then switch quickly to other areas. I really struggled with that before. But when you're gaming, and let's say you've got the 4 mental commands, you have to kind of think, okay, spin a plate, spin a plate, spin a plate. Now push, 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 push. And you have to really focus despite what's happening in the game, and you can't let anything else distract you. So that, and then also I'm streaming, so I have to stop everything.
Sure.
And then look at chat and then come back. And and so like it's the whole thing.
Yeah. And what happens? I have so many questions. So like when you are focusing on the game, you are able to have this very clear-cutted shape of thinking. Let's call it that. So you are able to say, okay, I'm thinking of this, then this, because I need those inputs for the game. But then maybe you get distracted, or you do something that is not related to the game, but the thing is still going on, right? So have you maybe discovered that looking at chat is pretty similar to spinning a plate or something like that?
Sometimes. Yeah, sometimes there'll be something like that. I've walked off many a cliff by accident before, or like spam dodged off a cliff because I didn't mean to dodge at all. Yeah, and also you have to train the neutral as well, because of course it doesn't know what your neutral pattern of brain activity looks like either. You have to specifically tell it. So if there's a part of your brain activity that you haven't trained, like talking to chat or talking at all, it doesn't know what that is. So it's trying to best fit approach it. So often when I start speaking to chat, it will do a command that it thinks is close enough, which is very bad. You could probably train that out, but I think because the pattern of brain activity between talking and just relaxing and not doing anything is so different, it gets really confused if you try and train it under the same umbrella. And so it's very hard, and it will probably need 1,000 trials, probably something like that, which I haven't done. That is time consuming.
Have you ever tried, so give us some examples of the different training things that you can think of when you so let's say we have 4 commands. What is the standard go-to, the concepts, because you are thinking of things like physical things such as pushing, I guess, activates an area, and maybe something more abstract activates another. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was advised by, I had a meeting with a girl who's doing PhD in visualizations and stuff. And this was actually very recently. And she advised me exactly that if you do things that are very different in terms of the senses that you're using, so smelling something or imagining something visual, or like you say, like pushing is your own body. So that triggers whole different parts of your brain, the ones that are to do with your motor complex. And if you do stuff like that, then that'd be very different from each other. But you can imagine anything. It's different for everyone. Something that you find really easy to do consistently the same every single time, something really easy to hold, and something really easy to come back to strongly. It has to be really strong and really different from everything else. But that's so different from everyone.
So there's like an exploration phase in which you try and see. It's actually, I mean, of course, the whole gaming application, it's fun, but I think that the implications on your own brain and knowing yourself are pretty interesting in figuring out how your brain processes reality. Do you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Have you tried to like move, like physically move when you use it?
I did. I mean, this isn't very robust. I only tried it the one time. But one of my commands is pushing something heavy or imagining pushing something heavy. So one time chat dared me to get up and try and push my chair, which is pretty heavy. And it did trigger the same thing, which I wasn't expecting it to, which was magic. That's awesome. So I don't know whether or not that's... I mean, I haven't tested that multiple times, so I'm not sure if that was just a coincidence or whatever, but I imagine there's probably some similarity there.
I feel like there's this thing now. I'm trying to translate it in English, but like it's called in Italian. It's called sintonizzazione premotoria, which means like synchronization of pre-movement, sort of.
All right.
Which means like if you, it's something that athletes do. Like maybe you have to run, you are a runner, and before a competition, and you imagine, like really imagine of doing that, and your muscles and your body, it's sorta already running, even if you're not moving at all. And I think that's a very different activity compared to thinking of democracy or whatever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, for sure. That's really cool. I mean, there was a guy who developed that speaking or that typing system. I don't know if you've seen this, but he put, it's a little sensor that goes by his jaw.
Okay.
And when he thinks about speaking certain words, he doesn't actually necessarily move his mouth, but when he thinks about speaking different words, like you say, it triggers those sorts of micro muscle movements, and it knows what he's saying, and it's been typing what he's saying, and it's pretty cool.
That's amazing, because I've been singing in a choir for like 10 years. And one of the exercises that you can do before singing, it's thinking of singing. And that actually activates parts of your like vertical instrument, no? Like your throat and your tongue. And that really makes a difference in the actual performance and in the sound that you make. But if you think about that before, it's like the body gets ready. It actually happens. Something happens even though it's not visible. So
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Did you notice an improvement?
I mean, yeah, it was. It's something that we, as a choir, all together, learn to do before every performance and every piece, and even in between pieces when you have like a pause or something. It's a way to sing before singing and get the body ready. That's
so cool.
Yeah.
There's so much to explore, isn't there? And it's just so new. No one knows anything, really.
Yeah. And you're doing this just for fun, or it's like, are you going to, have a PhD in something, or?
I am going to eventually start doing a PhD, and I'm starting very recently to get into a more research side and do actual, maybe not necessarily completely scientific, but actual purpose field, intentional studies of this stuff. But currently, no, it's just for fun, just to see if I could, just a game.
Yeah, you can game and then maybe eat chips or something, because you don't have to use your hands, so that helps.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the main thing that you. No, I feel like focusing on the topic in a more rigorous scientific way will give you the ability to understand which paths are interesting and which are not interesting, and also to understand the literature and what other people have done. I feel like it's so interesting,
Yeah, no, completely. It's magic. It's so new as well.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you are asking about like motion and different things that I do. Do you actually want to see some of the training and how it becomes super different? Mm-hmm. I should have said that before, actually. That would make sense. So
it's okay.
If you come with me over here again,
there you go.
Then... So basically, as I said before, this is my brain activity. Mm-hmm. But when I am imagining doing different things, for this, I'll put this over here so you can see.
Okay.
And are we...
But by the way, you can flip it in OBS. Because right now I'm flipping your flipped screen because you see it the other way around, but I see it correctly. So if you flip it, I have to flip it too.
I see. So should I leave it as is? It looks good on your stream from what I'm seeing.
Is flipped right now. Is it flipped now, right now?
Do you want me to flip it? I can flip it.
I'm not sure because chat now sees correctly, but I don't. So please flip it.
Yes. I don't know why it's doing that. There we go.
Okay. So now I unflip it and chat is gonna see it correctly. I'm gonna see it correctly, but you see Beautiful. It flipped in Discord because Discord flips the camera.
I see.
Yeah.
I see. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay, that was already very intense on my brain and on yours apparently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll wait for my activity to calm down. These are the sensors, and I'll tell you how good it is. Let me shut up. There we go. And what I'll do here, if I train this, actually I can just show you in here. What I'll do here, and this is the way that I've trained it for this one, is overactive. Let me, like I said, when I'm talking, it doesn't know what to do because I haven't recorded that or anything. So I'll come out here and tell you. So basically, I'm going to imagine, or I'm going to calm down massively. And instead of being super hyper, playing the game and seeing things all around, I'm going to meditate. And the cube should go forward. Just like that.
Okay.
And if you look at my brain activity at the same time, you can see that compared to me talking here, it goes way calmer.
Yeah.
And that's what it's picking up. And
Wonderful.
then another one that I've got for these is I'm pulsing my ears slightly. It's just another way to get it. And it creates these like pulses of data. And this in Halo, for example, would make me jump, and meditating would make me shoot. So I'll do this here. And again, you'll be able to see it hugely in the brain activity, and the cube should lift.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
It's very reliable. That's awesome.
Yeah. And with the crown, it's much more complicated than that. It's actually visualizing stuff. I can show you what that looks like.
I'll take the time to explain in Italian for the less English savvy people in chat. Allora chat, praticamente quello che sta facendo lei è enjoy some free Italian. Quello che sta facendo lei praticamente è farci vedere come funziona il software di allenamento per il suo cervello, ok? Quindi ad esempio lei ci ha fatto vedere l'attività qua, vabbè, puoi dargli i nomi che vuoi, quella blu, no? The push one, e ci ha fatto vedere come andando in meditazione il computer riconosce quella meditazione, quel poco segnale come un'azione specifica. E poi ce n'ha fatta vedere un'altra dove c'erano dei jump fatti con le orecchie. Quella era un'altra attività ancora, ok? There you go. There was a brief recap in Italian.
So nice listening to you. I wish I could speak Italian.
You were very relaxed. That's I feel a bit it is like I feel a bit intrusive to see your brain while I talk to you. Like it's like I have a cheat code on your brain and I know that what I'm saying is interesting to you or not.
Yeah. Do you know what? That actually, I mean, it wasn't accurate. So it's not like it got me in trouble. But my friend was talking to me about pyramids for like 10 minutes. And I love pyramids. I find that really interesting. But he was going on. And my brain activity, or like I have performance metrics as well. So this will tell you your attention and your cognitive stress down here. With the crown, with this thing, you can find out other stuff like your interest and your activity, your focus. So it's much more in depth. But with these, this is what you've got. And when he was talking, my interest level just was slowly declining and I didn't realize, and I felt so bad because what he was saying was objectively so interesting, but I was just zoning out.
That's fascinating though. I mean, I feel like this could be something very educational, especially for young people that are now overstimulated with TikTok and all of that. You could arguably show them how their brain is fucked up. Which,
you could test their focus and actually see it.
And show how it's disruptive and it doesn't last. I mean, it's not for everyone. I don't want to sound like a fucking old boomer, but in my which I sound like, and I also I am like, and probably I am okay. But
that's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I'll accept myself. But the point is that I've observed because I'm a teacher at university, and I've seen some of my students. It's difficult to keep up with a long conversation or describing difficult topics, you know? And so I feel like showing them what it's like to have short attention spans and show how they focus is degrading over time would be educational, would be self-educational.
Absolutely. You could find things that work for them as well to increase that, because every brain is different, so different kids will need different stuff.
Yeah.
Did you know that in China they're using EEG to do that, to track kids' focus, but they're using it more as a disciplinary thing? So like if you lose focus, then it's like stop it.
That's I am big friends with China, so that sounds very weird. Why would you say that? No, I suspect that Chinese government is not gonna do that for fun, but for
I mean it's a very cool project.
The brains.
Absolutely, and teaching, I imagine as well. Different styles of teaching.
Yeah. Also, like testing out. Maybe I don't know how precise is the whole tool. I mean, for gaming, it's okay. You can mess it up. It doesn't really matter. But I wouldn't be, this type of stuff can be sometimes interpreted like an oracle or something perfect, like the lie detector machine, right? It's not really that reliable. Cannot be used, I think, at least here in Italy, for, like in a court case. It's not like, it doesn't have any relevance, actual relevance, I think.
I think, if you had a lot of electrodes, like if you had the full medical cap, then it would be really good. But definitely with these, not at all. And with my 14 sensor, it wouldn't be completely reliable. It wouldn't be as bad as a lie detector. Lie detectors are kind of nothing, like completely flawed. It doesn't make any sense about lie detectors. Okay. But no, you're right. You wouldn't be able to draw any like proper conclusions. And that's what they say about these as well. Even the 14 sensor, it's about personal use cases and also research projects in terms of, is there a difference when something happens rather than specifically medical or anything like that.
And also the thing that you can manipulate it, like you have shown and you are doing, kinda defeats the purpose, right? I mean, you have to consider that people can change the outcome, so it wouldn't work as a lie detector because I can just fake it. Yeah,
that's true. Absolutely. Yeah.
No. You would be maybe in the future if Elon Musk is gonna start putting chips in our brains, you're gonna be like the already ready. That's awesome. I am ready. As soon as I am confident that it won't kill me, which currently I'm not confident about, then that would be very cool. I would sign up. Maybe. Okay. Are you scared that Elon Musk is gonna kill us all? Like personally? No, with his technology.
I don't know if that would be his intention. Okay. I'm not amazingly convinced after the whole ape thing. Whoa, allegedly. What about you? Would you have a chip in your brain?
I think that Elon Musk is it's a nice guy, but some of his decisions are reprehensible. Like, I mean, some of the things that he did on Twitter, like prohibiting the use of APIs for scientific reasons. I don't know. I feel like he is envisioning a future, but I'm not sure who that future is for. So maybe very rich people future. I'm not very rich, so I'm fucked. Therefore, I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, he's putting on the table interesting topics and he's working on them, so that's great because everybody then has to do something about them. But I'm not completely sure that his approach is the best one, or that I trust him enough to put stuff in my brain. Literal stuff. He's already putting stuff in my brain, but not literal. So
yeah, you feel like you have some control over the stuff he's currently putting in your brain, at least.
Yeah.
But the chip would be scary.
Yeah. But I'm of course amazed by the technology. That would be great. And also we have to think about impaired people or people that have
True.
That would be very helpful, right? So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, currently the way that I do it, it wouldn't be viable at all because it's just too hard to use. It requires way too much dexterity. But no, I mean, with chips or with the future or whatever it is, for sure, it could be really, really cool. And there's peripheral tech that I use right now that I don't think is necessarily being used for accessibility purposes that definitely could. So I have an eye tracker to do joysticks on a virtual controller, which I can show you as well if you'd like. But yeah, and so that with the eye tracker is really, really cool technology and could be really good and really useful right now. Voice commands, things like that is definitely available. Hopefully mind control and EEG stuff would be a cool solution too eventually. Right now, not.
Maybe on top of that, right? I mean, the thing is converting. It's finding ways to give an input. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
So it has to be easy to do, easy to train. Cheap, or at least not so expensive. High tracking, it's something I've worked again in my line of research. We were studying the ability of people to keep attention and we wanted to see if the eyes behave differently when you read a mistake in an error in a text, in a string of text. So we are working on that.
Oh, I love that. That's very cool. Is there any like hints or any conclusions?
Spoilers.
Currently?
It's very difficult because eyes have two types of things. They have fixations and that's again in English. I don't know. Movimenti saccharici in inglese. Chat.
Oh, I know what you mean. What's it called?
Saccadis. I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know the word.
So like the eyes can do two things. It's either scan very rapidly or fix in a point. So when you read a text, first of all, the light that is around the room, it's important. The position of the tracker. So all of that, it's very difficult to have in a like synthetic environment and be sure that it's for everyone the same and all of that. But then it appears that our way of reading, it's first of all super personal, very, very personal. So you have to cluster different people in different groups and then do the analysis from there. And then when there are different types of mistakes that can be found in a text. Some are semantical, some are syntactical, some are... So on the syntactic thing, when you find very strange words, apparently you focus a little bit more on them.
Interesting.
But it's difficult to say every time you behave in this way, it's because there is a mistaken word. So that phenomenon... Of course. Also happens without a mistake. So we are studying that, but it's quite amazing.
That's
it's quite
cool.
interesting. Yeah.
Saccadic.
That's the word.
Sorry, I was thinking about it the whole time. I was like, saccadic.
Okay. We can see the spike when you found it.
Oh, nice. Very cool. Oh dear.
Yeah. So you have tried it with thinking, some movement of your ears, with actual movement pushing stuff. Have you ever tried to say different words and see if the activity, it seems that whatever you say, it's kind of the same.
Yeah, I think it would be, I haven't tried, to be fair. It's worth a shot. But I think it would just be too similar, but also when you move, it kind of messes it up, and talking is movement, especially like, because it's on your head. So when you talk, it's all jaw and head and things like that. So I think it would just mess it up too much, but I've never tried, maybe.
It
You would
looks
still
like
probably have to...
when you are very emphatic on a word, the activity goes up, but maybe it's because it's moving. So when you say something like that...
We can try it if you like.
I know, now you're talking very calmly.
I'm so conscious of it.
It's sort of like, I don't know, physics. When you watch the phenomenon, you change it. So
yeah, that's true. You're bringing in quantum mechanics.
Why not? There's always space for quantum mechanics. Yeah.
I love that so much.
Maybe the start of the sentence. It looks like when you start a sentence, you have more activity, and then you just go. I don't know. It would require more further experimentation.
I will stay perfectly still, and you ask me a question, any question.
Okay. So, what did you eat for lunch?
I had a bowl of pasta with cheese and hot sauce, and that was it. Very different when I'm not moving.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe, but were you think it's just movement? I feel like when you are trying not to move, you're also trying not to move your brain. I don't know.
That's true. I was speaking so carefully, wasn't I?
Yeah.
I really was.
When you go system one, so very instinctive with instinct, I feel like it's more realistic. I don't know.
Yeah. And I think even if it's not moving as much, you can definitely see a change in the pattern.
Look. The pattern. I think that's the pattern.
Ooh.
You should sync words with brain activity. That would be awesome.
That would be, and it would fit very well with your project.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Try to move without speaking. Just do like you're wording stuff. You see, it's never spiking that much.
Not that much. Not as much. No.
Yeah, this is very non-scientific, by the way.
No, completely
it's
not.
Just do stuff and see. But
this is what I've been doing for the last year. Just sat here like, ooh,
yeah, that's awesome, though.
Thank you very much. Would you like to see the controller itself?
Sure. Show me the stuff, the goodies.
Show me the stuff.
Technical goodies, not other types of goodies.
I would not have assumed that, but I appreciate you specifying. So here is my controller, if it wants to load.
Okay.
It's temperamental. It's very, very janky.
It's okay. It's a terminal. This is a scary place with Python.
It's doing its best. So this is my virtual Xbox controller. I don't know if you heard that noise, but it made the Xbox connecting sound, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
With my eye tracking, which is currently on, you can see the dots in the middle, and that's the left and right joysticks. So my eyes are the green dot, and that will turn the camera in the game. And then the blue is my head tilt, and that will move the character in the game usually. Although I did Super Smash Bros, where my mental commands, so my imagining things, was the movement for that. It was just purely mental commands and no other peripheral tech whatsoever. That was really cool. So yeah, then the good stuff, the mental commands, and you can kind of see over here if it will do the same thing. When I calm down, can you see this? Yes, you can. When I calm down, it'll highlight this push button, and then what it would do is it will press whatever button's connected here.
Okay.
So I'll do that. And that's how it works. And if I wanted to lift it, I would tweak my ears. And it would push whatever button's there, which is really cool because it means that I can play basically any game because it's just an Xbox controller.
Can you write? Like, okay, you can only write words with 4 letters, but...
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, all you'd have to do is convert it to a mouse and keyboard.
Something.
And And people do that anyway for Valorant and things like that. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking if we can. I like seeing you write with your brain would feel very great, but to see. But I don't know if it's technically already possible, because then you would have to match the Xbox controller to a virtual keyboard or something.
Yeah, I could do that, but it might take like 15 minutes to set that up, and I don't remember how.
In code, you would change the code.
Oh no, I would use Rewazd. I would use what they use for Valorant. It's a software. Do I have it?
Why do they need that for Valorant? Oh, because you
Because Valorant
you
doesn't
have.
have-
Sure, I'm stupid. Okay, sure.
No, no. I mean, you wouldn't know that unless you like played. I would use this, but I don't know if I have this set up. But yeah, that's basically what it would be. Oh. So I did this for Minecraft because I was doing a project with a friend of mine, and he makes mods in the Java version, and Java doesn't have controller support really either, or it does, but it's not very good. I don't really remember. So I had to convert it. But I have no idea what. Oh yeah.
It's already there, apparently. But that okay, so because now the movement it's done with your eyes.
Yes.
So
I don't know if this would work. We could give it a go.
yeah. Sorry, I didn't want to put you in a difficult position, but
No, I love it when people challenge me. I appreciate that a lot. Let's turn that on. Oh, I turned it off. Let's apply it and see if we can just... How do I do this?
at the keyboard thing.
Keyboard. I've totally forgotten. Do you know how to use this stuff? That's all mouse and stuff.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Oh, of course, I don't know anything about this software, but
I don't remember at all how I've done this. I think I just used clicking and WASD, which means that... Awesome.
should be chat. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, we back. And so, oh, I'm sorry, you cannot see me, but I will start the virtual camera. Okay. Okay, we're back. Very good. Yeah, so we were trying to see if we could write something with your brain. So the whole pipeline is you activate what's the push? Which one is of the four?
That's me calming down, almost meditating.
Okay, so you meditate. That triggers the B button on a simulated Xbox controller, which presses the simulated keyboard button B.
Yes, exactly.
That's
and so
very complex.
It's a lot of steps, isn't it? Hopefully, when that flashes up, it should type B in the notepad. I think I can G and R as well.
Oh, you're doing that.
Yeah, I'm G'ing. I'm pulsing my ears to trigger the lift command, which is an X, which apparently on this Rewazd, it's G on a keyboard.
Okay, that's very expressive. You're saying so much interesting stuff. So you have three, and you can have 4 letters, but one it's.
I can.
Yeah.
You could probably make a software that has multiple steps, so you pick like a cluster of letters,
you
and
have,
then in that
you
can...
need that would be great. That would be so fun.
Yeah, that'd be really, really cool.
So it's 26 letters divided by groups of 4.
It wouldn't take you long at all to write a single letter.
It's 6 steps to get the proper letter. So you're like letter. And
How long would it take to write your name?
Yeah, and you would need some sort of visual feedback. But I think it would be still interesting, no? Because I mean, the four things, I think they are very well separated, no? So that would be, it's a long process, but it's reliable, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so. Hey, that's a good project. I might go ahead and do that at some point.
I feel like, because
That'd be cool.
moving in the game, it's very interesting. But the whole thing of seeing the button, the letter appear,
yeah,
it gives some, it's a different rush.
Yeah, absolutely. Communication with just your brain activity. Not in the way that people want yet, but in a way. Like, ideally, you'd want to be able to think of the word and then it says the word, but one day.
Yeah, I'm thinking if there are like shortcuts. Oh, of course you can organize letters not by their usage in the language. So you don't have clusters like ABC, but you have clusters based on the frequency of the vocabulary.
Oh, yeah.
That's a first improvement on a thing that doesn't exist, but it's already improved.
Amazing.
Now. You see?
Incredible. Science moves so fast.
Yeah. And then I think I'm actually stealing the idea from Apple. You know, the keyboard that is not physical anymore. One of the reasons that the first iPhone worked well and the people were like, okay, we don't really need physical keyboards anymore, is that when you push a button, the actual bounding box of the letter, it's dimensioned based on the frequency of the letter. With respect to the thing that you're already writing. So you can actually misclick, but the system is smart enough that says, no, it's actually meaning, like, it's this letter and not that letter. When in doubt.
That's so good. That's so good, because I misclick all the time and it makes typing so painful.
Maybe because you say unusual stuff. So the system is like...
Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah. That's curious. I mean, I would be interested. I can send you the statistics of the letters if you want. It's like
I would love that.
5
genuinely.
seconds. You can ask it to ChatGPT actually, but yeah, that would be interesting.
That is so interesting. That's so cool. I love that.
Okay, so this is. And when you, so they like, let's say Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, you have the movement and the camera is based on your eyes with Toby.
Yes. Yeah.
And actions are performed via the brain thing.
Yes. Yeah. So for that one specifically, I'm imagining pushing something to dodge. I'm spinning a plate to attack. I am... rowing a boat or sinking something in water to heal. And then I'm imagining a little grasshopper hopping around and pulsing my ears in order to, what was it? I think it was switch flasks. I think I went for that. I wasn't sure which one would be more important, but switching flasks between mana and health.
Okay, yeah, because there are many inputs.
Yeah, Elden Ring is very complicated in terms of what you need. I tried doing Lords of the Fallen, which is even worse in terms of how many buttons there are. It did not work out. Like, half of it was voice commands in the end, which is not exactly a mind control gaming. But
what else could you use it for? I'm thinking out of the box. I mean, gaming.
In terms of controlling.
Yeah.
I mean, people are talking about home things, like changing lights and turning on stuff. Thinking about turning on a kettle. I really, really, really love all kinds of experiments. So I've been using EEG to kind of track focus and stuff with a bunch of different things. So yesterday, actually, I recorded a dehydration project where I basically didn't drink any water for 24 hours. That's what I've been working on. And I exercised and put myself in a really hot room to dehydrate myself to 5% body mass loss, which was just insane and so painful. And so I was using this to track focus. So I guess just from that like research point of view, that's pretty cool. But yeah, people are talking about controlling things around the house. I mean, people have mentioned the typing thing before, but it's usually completely dismissed. No one came up with that predictive idea you had, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, but that could help.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a bit. The pain is doing the graphical interface that shows you the remaining letters based on the command.
Yeah.
But the whole writing thing is not very complex. Unless you can, maybe you can increase and have like 5. If you have 5 buttons and then you have the most common clusters, I think it's pretty, you can challenge people using a keyboard at that point.
Yeah. I mean, I'm working with Emotive right now. 4 is the max mental commands you can get with one brain-computer interface, so one EEG.
Oh, okay.
But I'm working with Emotive to double that up and run 2 BCIs at once, which means I'll have 8. So with 8,
nice.
You can do so much. That'll be quicker, way quicker.
Yeah. I think it's a good project. And then about the smart things, it's basically already done. Like if you have you can plug, I don't know, I guess you have a Stream Deck, right?
Yeah.
You can use a domotic system such as Home Assistant, plug a light into that system.
Oh, yeah.
Then plug the Stream Deck to Home Assistant and then trigger the button with a shortcut. So
Yeah.
It's already done. You can think, turn on the lights and it works.
It would be very, very easy to do that. I mean, my previous code, not this code, but only because I was too lazy to include it, but my previous controller, my first iteration, had a thing where the more I was focused, the brighter the lights, my hue lights got in the background. So I would like focus, the bar would go up and the lights would get bigger. And
That's
it was
great.
really,
That's
really
very
cool.
fun.
I should put that in this one. That was good.
Yeah, that's very good.
I enjoyed that.
Maybe a way to make it more general would be not to develop a joystick, but a general pushing button thing. So you do it the other way around. So in here, imagine that when you on push, you have all of your keyboard and even combinations. And then it's the other softwares that adapt to it.
Oh, I like that.
That would be far more general in theory.
We should work on these projects.
I'm
have good
ready.
ideas.
Sure, I do coding, so that would be
Awesome.
very fun.
We should do some things. We should make some magic.
And then we do papers, so my career can advance.
Yes. Okay. Brilliant.
Yeah. I have to. I mean, the Twitch career would be very happy on this project, but then the university career has also to get something out of it. So why not? I think it would be great. Yeah.
What is it like being in research?
Oh, it's tiring.
Oh no.
But no, it's fun. I mean, it's a very unique job. It's you're paid to study stuff, which sounds awesome. And especially, I'm a big fan of the whole, education side of things. So being a professor and teaching people. That's something I even do here on. I mean, chat in Italy it's not paid a lot, but it's still paid. But in UK, I think it's paid a lot.
I love how everyone in chat is just like PhD flex.
Yeah, they are going. Yeah, I have a PhD. Sure, I mean she knows. It's okay. My chat every time I have a guest. I mean, I spoken with the CEO of Twitch a month ago or something, and all they could think about is flex the PhD. What the fuck? It's impossible to have guests. Chat. You see, they have like a message in which they count some sort of flexes.
Oh my god.
Some of them are just embarrassing. Some are no thanks for guests. Guitar. What is guitar flex? That I play the guitar? What? It's not a flex. It's a thing.
Hey, that's a flex. That's cool. A lot of people can't do that. You worked hard for that PhD and you worked hard to be able to play the guitar. So you should flex these things.
Sure, but not like they should let me naturally come up with them so it doesn't sound like a flex, but it's always a flex. But if they put the message, like they do now, it's like it's too clear. It should be coming out, naturally.
Yeah. Come on, chat.
Chat.
You
are
this
better
isn't
than
how
this.
you do things.
Oh, by the way, but that, you see, chat is, you could play an instrument with your brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see why not.
How would it work though? You need like some.
I mean,
The piano.
the way I would. Yeah, you could. I mean, you could virtual keyboard a piano the same way that we typed potentially. But
Yeah.
I'm thinking, if you were to just make a soundscape out of your brain activity frequencies, so each frequency matched a different pitch, that's something you could do. But you wouldn't necessarily have a lot of control over it. But it would be brain music.
Brain music sounds awesome. But it's very imprecise. Like you cannot control it. But brain
You'd
music.
be able to like. You might be able to like increase the pitch and then lower it again potentially, but it would be very vague.
Maybe combined with some AI tools for music. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. I mean, did you see there was a study where I think it was people with chips inside their head already because they had epilepsy for whatever reason. So it was much more advanced than this, but they basically reverse engineered that Pink Floyd song. So someone was thinking about a Pink Floyd song and they managed to play it back using their brain activity.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that was awesome. Also insane.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool. Oh, theremin. Yes. That is the sound it should be. Like a theremin.
Yeah, the brain activity should sound like that. But I was also
Absolutely.
thinking something more like, of course you can do a virtual keyboard, but at the point it's just a musical keyboard instead of a letter keyboard. Keyboard. But what about like a motorized
Anche questo
hand
mese non un coglione.
that can play a
Per
guitar,
caso, sarai
and
al
you
Comic Con a
Oh,
Napoli?
yeah.
you have to build movements. That's moving a hand with a lot of steps in between. Like it's what your brain is kinda already doing, just externally. That would be.
What would you do? You'd have like different positions of fingers mapped to different.
So you have two hands, right? Otherwise it doesn't play anything. So you have like one hand that just does
One strumming.
Yeah. And then the other hand can have like three positions, I guess. And you can make basic songs with 3 chords.
That is wild. How good at robotics are you?
No, I'm shit. I'm sorry.
Me too.
That's not. Do you
I
see
tried.
in my flex list? No. So it's. That's how you deal with me. Is it in my flex list? Then I cannot do it.
It's good to know that your flex list is thorough.
Yeah,
it's
it's very.
conclusive.
Oh yeah, they add anything I can flex. They add so. I don't. I robotics is out of my league. Sadly.
Oh, I keep trying. I keep trying to make little robots for various different projects, and they work by the end. But I have electrocuted myself just tiny bit, and I've set things on fire before.
That's cool. That's great. That's part of robotics.
It's part of the process.
I think. But I do have some friends that are good with robotics, so maybe. They have made combat little machines, little cars that fight and shoot.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah, I went to
love
see their studio. It was like a crazy place. But yeah.
That's so cool. What kind of fighting? Do they have little saws on them or something?
Yeah, they have like sensors, they have a camera, gyroscope, all of that. And then they fight in actual tournaments that are regulated. So the main processor, that is like the judge processor, it's mounted on their machine. And it counts when you are hit and how many, like it has some rules, right? You cannot shoot too much. You must have a certain amount of max battery, all of that. So there's a chip. They can build anything they want. And then they install this chip that is given by the competition. And then they go around and it's like real life. What's the name of that shot? You know, where you shoot with paintball. Paintball. No, is it paintball?
Paintball. Yeah.
Is it that? Soft something. Soft.
Airsoft?
Airsoft. Soft air, maybe. I don't know. But
oh my god,
it's
you guys
like
are
that.
that's insane.
Some chat, don't say American schools. That's not fun. It's a bad joke.
Oh my god.
What?
There was a dude who did cooking with mind control with a robot arm. He made a meal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't watch the whole thing, so I don't know how he did it, but that is so awesome.
You can do many things. Okay. So, well, you wanted to show us some of the things that there was another thing, right? That you wanted to show us.
You could see it in action if you wanted in a game.
Yeah.
Do I have any games installed? I'm just going to go ahead and change it to this scene for now. But do I have any games installed at all? Who can say? I tend to, because I have all of these projects and all of these like video recordings and things. I'm on a 1-to-1 system. I never have any games on the computer if I'm not using them. I always uninstall them and reinstall them. I don't know if you do that.
So it's a clean state every time. Every
time. Mm-hmm. Every step. What do I have for you? Or what can I get for you, rather?
Yeah, you see, if the joystick thing was actually a keyboard thing, you could play any browser game. Just put
that's
W,
true.
is D, and you go.
Yeah, that's really, really true. What's a small... I mean, how do you feel about Pac-Man?
Oh, yeah, that's great.
Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna need 4 mental commands for that one. And I forgot that I'm not wearing the full crown. Let me get for you Splitgate, because that's like Halo, but smaller. And I can install it quicker. Yeah.
Like okay. Chess. Can you play chess?
Oh, I keep thinking about different ways to play chess. I was thinking about using eye tracking to select a piece,
of course,
and then just the one mental command to pick it up. But to make that hard, you would have to do a rule. My idea for a challenge would be if you looked at a piece, you had to pick it up. Like, you know, in chess, if you touch it, you have to play it. If you look at a piece, you have to choose that one. So everyone would be averting their gaze and stuff. And I thought that could be really fun.
You would have to look it for an amount of time, right? Because if you just look at the...
Yeah, it would be brutal if it was just a little look.
Yeah, that's too bad. And then also, there are some intricacies, because a piece can move, like, okay, let's say you're moving a rook. Okay, so you focus on the rook for, I don't know, 2 seconds. So it's in your hand now, and you have to place it somewhere. I guess you can also put it back, because I feel like, yeah, but whatever. So...
That'd
the
be
rook, cheating. That's no good. But the rook can move in many positions. So how do you select the next the place in which it would move?
You would have to. I mean, you could do that with eye tracking again and then place it back down. Or what if you did like a row number system?
Yeah, I like that.
So yeah, you could use one mental command to pick.
And then you have left and right. Left and right, top.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you need 5, right? Because you would
unless you go back around again. So you wouldn't have to go left and right. You could just go left infinitely.
I like that. So it's 3 commands.
And then
it's left, up, and pick up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Easy.
It's done. It's basically done.
Yay! Basically done. Now we just need to find a version of chess that lets you do that.
Yeah. The interface is I feel like not using the eye tracker. I mean, if it feels very natural, right? You look at a piece and you say, go up 5 squares. Maybe that's the solution. Maybe you pick with your eyes. But then the end cell, the end position, it's built up with your brain. So it's like up, and left,
I like
left.
that. That's easier too. That'd be nicer and quicker. So you could actually have a proper game.
Yeah, because the movement, it's really limited compared to the number of pieces that you could want to pick up. So you don't have to move around all the time.
Yeah. That's fun.
Yeah.
I really want to make this. We might have to code our own version of chess, but we could do that.
We have to take notes.
Yeah, honestly.
5 projects are already started.
You say VODs, right?
Yeah, we can go from there. But also chat.
Amazing.
I think somebody in chat is taking notes. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, noted. You see.
Please do. Do people usually take notes from your streams?
Yeah.
For the education.
Hopefully, when I teach them coding, I hope so. But I also hope that they don't take notes on some of the horrible jokes that I make.
But you know that they will.
Yeah,
chat.
the
You are
clips
always
are all.
brutal.
Yeah, clips are all terrible. But it's part of the job, I guess. It's okay.
Yeah, and if anything does go wrong, you can just say that it's AI. It's deepfake.
That's very nice. That's yeah. I can say that OpenAI hates me because I've said that ChatGPT is stupid, and so now they are trying to destroy me. Wonderful.
Exactly. It's the hate mob. It's the cancel culture mob coming after you.
Yeah. Do you have that in UK?
The cancel culture mob?
Yeah. No, I mean the whole. I know that. So here in Italy, we like import that stuff from America. The whole reason, like the whole thinking of the topic and woke people, and I mean the good stuff about the criticism, but also the bad stuff. All of that it comes to Italy, and it becomes since it doesn't really stick with our culture because it's imported. It gets weird ways of being discussed. So does that happen in UK as well?
I think so. I think it does. That rings a bell. It's very, very strange. Oh, I've opened the game and it's drowned everything else out. Oh dear.
It's okay. We can hear anything.
That's good. That's very, very good. Let's see if I can actually set this up for you because now it's downloaded. That's fun. I love doing this when it works.
Yeah.
It's I don't know if you guys play Splitgate, but it's punished me for missing every single daily check-in for the last 2 months.
Splitgate it's like a 2 years ago thing, right?
Yeah, I mean it got popular like a while ago. It's basically Halo mixed with Portal.
Oh, I remember that. We played that, right, chat? I'm horrible at games, mostly. But...
Oh, really? Do you know what? I'm not that good either. I'm really not. But it doesn't really matter since it's all for science anyway.
I feel like you with your brain are better than me with my hands, but...
I doubt that.
Just saying.
I'm
only good in like
that.
super slow logical games where no mechanics are involved. They're undecent, but yeah.
If I click play, we can just get into the practice range.
Yeah.
And then I believe the controller's already working, hopefully. Let me have a little look. Yeah, it is. But we want to right trigger and we want to let me show you what I'm doing.
Chat is asking, what's the thing on the wall behind you? Is it a Didgeridoo?
Oh, it's a Didgeridoo, yeah.
Yeah. Can you play it?
I can't play it. It sounds horrible and terrible, but
I'm curious. It's very difficult to play.
It's so difficult. It's like a proper mouth movement. I'm annoyed that my didgeridoo is PVC because that goes against the culture. But it's pretty whatever. Yeah, it's pretty fun. So what I was doing is I was changing that meditation to right trigger, so that would make me shoot or hit or whatever. Then I assume that A is jump, but I don't remember. And then I'll just adjust those for the cameras, turn it on. Whoa, it's already going. Okay, so I am now moving with my head and eyes. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to punch this dude in the face.
You're very good at it.
Hopefully I should be after a year of doing nothing else.
What?
I'm going to now jump. And that's pretty cool. That's it. I mean, and with the 4 commands, you can imagine.
Your brain. That's awesome.
I'm going to grab one of these because that would be more fun. What would it be on a keyboard?
It's astonishingly useless, but also so cool.
Yeah.
Not to be mean, right? I mean...
No, I totally agree. I totally see what you mean.
But
Absolutely.
It's also so cool. So maybe it's not useless. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on. I was trying to... Oh, no.
Okay.
Stop
Calm down. No, then you're going to jump. If you calm. Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm going to hit if I calm.
What?
But that's kind of what happens in real life.
Okay. So when you calm down... Oh, what happened? Okay.
When I calm down, he hits forward. Like that. And then when I push my ears and imagine a little grasshopper jumping around, he jumps.
Wow.
And that's it. And with 4 commands, when I played Portal before with 4 commands, I had portals as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I could use one button to lay a portal, another button to lay the other one, and then you can teleport. And then you can basically do the entire game just with those things.
Sure. But so if you just try to talk with me. Let's see if just talk
if there's
normally.
Quite a few. Yeah, if I'm talking to you normally and saying normal words and things, hopefully it doesn't do anything because it's not supposed to. But I imagine there will be some false positives, like a jump, for example.
A little jump. Well, it's okay. It's okay. It's just a jump.
That makes sense because it's a muscle movement jumping, right? Oh, very calm there. It's a muscle movement jumping. So I'm moving my jaw and I'm probably, as you speak, I don't know if you guys can pulse your ears as well because some people can't do it. As I'm talking, I think I am pulsing my ears. So it's picking up the same thing. I'm just not meaning to do it.
Awesome.
Which is very cool.
How would you rate the whole moving with your eyes in the game? Because that seems very... I don't know, something that you have to teach your brain to do. Like move and then move. I've seen
I'm
letters.
sorry, could you... I'm having... And my computer's going crazy. Could you say that one more time for me? leave the game.
When you control with your...
Sweet Mother Mary. Okay. It's not supposed to work with it's not supposed to work with the computer itself. It's just supposed to be in the game. But my controller's running haywire. Hopefully I don't exit Discord. That would be bad.
No, wait.
Okay,
Try to close the game with your brain.
I have no idea how to do that.
It's the buttons, right? So B.
It's the buttons.
B for back.
I don't know if have I set B to anything? You can see. No, I've only got A and right trigger at the minute. Can I get out of here with A and right trigger? Probably not.
No,
what does right trigger do?
Sadly not. Right trigger just moves the menu. Well, you can move the menu. Oh. Okay, wait.
I don't know how I did that.
We are getting
how I did that. What is that? Oh God.
That's
this has never happened before. Genuinely, this has never happened before. I'm blaming you.
Okay, so now you're moving your... Now you're alt-tabbing a lot. Don't calm down, because that's a command.
Clearly something is a command, and I'm not sure what. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to...
Just kill it.
I'm trying to kill everything. Alt F4. F5? I don't know. I've never done that before. Oh, dude.
Shouldn't you kill the Python thing?
I would love to, except for the fact I have to open the Python thing and I can't see it, nor will my mouse go to it. As you can see, I'm having some
Try
trouble.
to kill the Python process if you can.
Do you know what I might do is I might turn off the earbuds.
That's smart.
And then I can
You're free.
turn off.
You're free now.
Well, hi. And then if I unplug the eye tracking, that will help as well. Okay. Unfortunately, because these are the earbuds, I can no longer hear you. But let me just put this back.
Okay.
Okay.
You almost deleted your old
So now
computer.
I can kill it. And hopefully get you back as well.
Okay.
There you are. Hi.
That was scary, but fun. Very fun.
I can't hear you again because I was stupid and turned these off, and I forgot that these were my...
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Hello.
Welcome back. That was
Thank
very
you. That
fun.
was a journey.
That was very, very fun. But
That was horrifying.
you only had 2 comments.
Yeah.
So how that?
Yeah.
Why did that happen? Like, or maybe it was the Xbox, the thing that we used to write,
Oh.
right? That had.
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Computers.
Yeah, that's what it
am I
was.
right. Yeah, they do stuff. But it's
Very
great.
stressful.
You should. That's awesome. I mean, using a operative system, which is your brain, and that was one of the sanest uses of Windows that I've seen. Anyway, so.
Well, it just hints at more possibilities, doesn't it?
Yeah. And
I suppose.
I find it really fascinating that you have been able to rewire your brain in being so punctual and precise so that the thing can trigger. I feel that...
Thank you. It took a lot of practice to get there. It used to be so difficult. It used to take me ages, every single move. Sometimes it just would never work. But now, no, I feel way more in control of it. It's just practice, I think, genuinely.
I wonder the psychological implications, not that... Like, can you... Okay, once we have proved that humans can control very well their brain activity, let's say, does that have impact on like your mood or your emotions or your energy consumption or all of that? Because if that's true, then you can somewhat improve your life by training your physical part of brain. I don't know. Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, focus definitely, it would help you train it for sure. But I guess if you're more able to focus and more able to relax, meditate, calm down, that will have implications on your mood. I mean, that's why people meditate usually, right? Is to help you with your emotional regulation. Yeah.
So yeah, this could be a really useful way of helping you with that.
Maybe just the ability to switch also. It's not about only about the precision to go there, but also the ability to of switch from one mode to the other in
And I found that, I mean, I'm a sample size of 1, so this is purely
speculation.
Anecdotal, yeah. But I found that with me, because I have quite a few symptoms of ADHD, and so something I really struggled with is if I got distracted from a task, I spent so long trying to pick it back up again, and I just couldn't. If my focus was knocked, that's the end of it. But no, with this, I'm so much better at that. Task switching, so much better. It's so much easier now. And I think that's because I've literally just been practicing that skill every day for a year. So.
Yeah, it could be well spent time. And chat is also saying the ability to isolate yourself from the external things. It's
that's
also
true.
Very useful.
Because when you do a mental command, you have to be thinking about that specific thing, and it's really specific. One of my commands is spinning a plate, and if that plate is too big or too small or goes too fast or too slow, it's not the same thing, so it doesn't work anymore, which is crazy.
Okay.
But of course, when you're playing a game or something like Elden Ring, where because of lock-on, sometimes your screen spins for you, when you're playing a game like that, you have to block out the music and the colors and the movements, otherwise it's not going to work, right? So you really do have to completely disassociate from what's happening and just be in your head, which is cool. And you can't even close your eyes, because when you close your eyes, it's a whole bunch of alpha activity, which is a completely different thing to what it's remembered. So you have to be looking at it.
You cannot. Have you tried while eating? Or
I haven't.
Or while having like external stimulus of not next chat, not that. But I guess pleasure, it's activation. So eating, it's pleasure, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just talking about that, nothing else. But it will be interesting also, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Have someone stand behind you and just scream.
Or pain.
Yeah, have someone stab you with needles, see what happens.
There are
Science.
So many roads need to be taken. You're just at the start of the journey, and I'm giving horrible ideas here. But the final project, one of the final project could be. I was thinking while you were playing with your brain, which sounds very bad, but it's just literally playing with your brain. It's. Do you think it's possible to build a prompt with your brain that then gets translated into like Mid-Journey? So you have an image in your brain and you try to reproduce it in Mid-Journey and see how close it is.
Well, I mean, with the song that they managed to recreate, it's just like that, right? So maybe with implants and something more specific, I think you could. You could probably train it to recognize ideas. So the same way that I do, if you record a beach or if you record water or something like that, and if you have 8 of them as well, not just 4, then you could probably produce those 8 images. But that would be it'd be very prescriptive and not exactly what you'd want to be going for. You want to be going for something more intuitive, right? And anything.
Yeah. Oh, it's so fascinating.
But no, absolutely. With something like what they did with the song. Absolutely.
And also, I mean, the song used the actual signal, not. So you're like using thresholds, right? So you have activation and then thresholds. When they get surpassed, you have from 0 goes to 1. Yes. But using the signal per se as a information stream. So many. I mean, it's so cool. It's very, very fascinating. You are making interesting stuff. Congrats.
Thank you.
I mean, not that my opinion matters, but
I appreciate it nonetheless.
Chat is asking, while you sleep, have you tried that?
No, because I'm afraid I'm going to break the current one that I'm using, because the crown that I have is really, really fragile. There are ones where you can. People have done sleep experiments, but it's very lab conditions with a proper rig and things like that. I might be able to with the earbuds. I just haven't risked it because they're so expensive, and Emotive is so nice to me. And so they do send me new ones sometimes, but they're not going to send me anymore. I've already damaged enough of them. I can't.
Okay. And have you tried? My head is just going in places, so forgive me. But
no, please, thank you.
Have you tried to combine facial expressions? So like
you can do that, yeah. That's a whole other thing that the software allows you to do. I don't know how it knows. I guess it just measures muscle movements and things like that. But you can do that for sure.
But like, okay, so you're using the sensors to understand facial expressions. But what about
Yeah.
if you're combining like a camera that does sentiment analysis on your expressions, and then you could...
Yeah, we've done that too.
I see. How did it work?
We didn't use it necessarily to control a game, I don't think, or to control anything. We just used it to show my reaction. So we actually did anonymous confessions, which was interesting, and then see how I was feeling about the anonymous confessions, which was very, very cool. But it's pretty flawless. I mean, there's just a browser version that just takes your webcam and does it, and it's pretty accurate, which is very cool. So if you were to code that, I mean, I didn't, but if you were to code that up, I'm sure you could make it control stuff fairly easily, I imagine.
I was thinking that like the redundancy could help. Like, so if you have two sources of input, it could help misfires or something like that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And as you saw, like the false positives can be a problem. There's loads of ways. If I had spent longer today training it and adjusting the sensitivities, you can make it better. But there's always sometimes going to be false positives or false negatives every now and then. So finding ways to iron that out is something that Emotive are working on too with their research. But it's definitely a big thing. And facial expressions are the same.
And do you feel that after a while you get tired and your ability to focus and be precise gets worse?
It used to be like that. I mean, when I first started using it, I could probably stream a game for an hour, 2 hours, and then I would just be so tired. And the thing itself doesn't hurt, but it does squeeze your head sometimes because it has to be very close to the skin. But now I'm kind of fine with it. You kind of just get used to it like anything else. I do full 5-6 hour streams now, and it's fine.
So one final question I have for you is, do you think this technology can be interesting for virtual reality and augmented reality?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, completely. And people are making those, right? They're making combined VR systems and EEGs and stuff. I did use EEG to control an aspect of a game. So a friend of mine made a mod for Skyrim where it's the real virtual magic mod. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's really, really cool. But basically with EEG, when you focus, it does your mana regeneration or your magicka or whatever it's called in Skyrim. It does your regeneration, but it's more complicated than that. So he's also coded it up to be like if you lose focus, then you barely do any damage. And if you lose focus, then your mana regeneration goes down and things like that. And it becomes impossible because you're in VR and these wolves are attacking you and screaming at you and there's all this music and noise and you have to calm down. Otherwise you can't do anything. But the more you can't do anything, the more you're stressed out about not being able to do anything. And it's brain activity, so it's very hard to fake it. If it was just like heart rate, you would just breathe more and you'd be fine. But it's brain activity. So it's very hard. You actually have to meditate, and it was incredible. But that was just the one command. It was just measuring focus. And I used, I think it was like 5 sensors or something around the top of your head. It was a different EEG device. But with something more full, like a cap, you could do so many things. And there's also something to be said for generative gaming as well. Imagine getting more scared and the game gets scarier. That would be sick.
Like you can study when something scary, it's more effective. And when your brain goes in that state, then you get hit. And you cannot control it because it's not enough self-aware to avoid going in that state so that you are not scared. Amazing.
Yeah, and I think if it helps your focus now and it helps you meditate now just the way I do it, imagine how much more helpful it would be if you're in VR, because it's so much more immersive and so much more high stakes.
Yeah, it could be a training, like a training to focus.
Oh, sociopathic for PTSD. People are using it for what's it called? Exposure therapy as well. You'd kind of want to go the other way then. Like the more scared you are, the less scary the game gets, rather than the other way, because that would be brutal and torture.
Well, I mean,
the more stressed
as
are
soon
you.
as you have, a slider, you can put it at max or at min. But
That's true.
it
That's
depends
true.
on how evil is the creator of the game, I guess. But the technology is still the same.
Imagine the more scared you get, the higher up you go. If you're afraid of heights and you're in like a virtual building, that's so evil.
That's destroying a person.
Yeah, that would make it so much worse. Funny though, funny to watch potentially, if you were so inclined. Not that I find that funny. I would never.
No. Well, why?
No.
Seeing other people in strange and difficult places, it's not fun.
It's not funny at all.
No. It's very bad and it's unethical.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah. So many things. But anyway, if you wanna try to do something for real, some of our completely. I mean, this was a very like at the pub conversation, so
yeah,
very free. But so some of the things are just we don't have the time or the money or the instruments. But some of them I think are doable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we can organize something. Chat, would you like that?
I would love to. I would love to so much. Combine our skill sets, whatever skill set I can offer. Combine. Your ideas are awesome. I feel like we bounce off each other, which is a very embarrassing thing to say, but I think that's true.
Yeah. And I could learn Didgeridoo to balance.
Yes. I'll learn the guitar.
Yeah, I mean, my brother actually plays the Didgeridoo, but but he uses PVC tubes, but like the electrical ones, like
they make electrical ones.
Actual electrical tubes, like
that's so cool.
This big, right? Yeah. Does that? Yeah.
No way! That's so cool.
So don't worry about your Didgeridoo not being made of the actual wood of a sacred tree or whatever.
I know, it was so pretentious of me to say that. The reason why I say that is because at uni, I did an entire project in the sanctity of didgeridoos and indigenous Australian culture and things like that. And I read so many articles and papers and entries from people being really annoyed at white people taking PVC didgeridoos. And so now I always just feel a little bit bad about it. It's cursed me.
No, it's okay. I mean, I get it. It's like also djembes, the...
oh, yeah, the drum.
Yeah. Those are also very important for the culture. You shouldn't never ever watch them upside down because death is going to stare you. You are going to stare at death. There are a lot of mythology and all of that. But I think it's an instrument. And so if it makes it more accessible, and by the way, you don't kill a tree, why not?
True.
Right?
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Are you gonna
share the culture?
Are you gonna play the Didgeridoo for us now?
Now, I mean,
it's
fine.
late. No, you can say that it's late and your neighbors are gonna shoot you. That could save you.
They have screaming matches with each other and crying babies at all hours of the night. So this is justice.
It's revenge. Let's go.
Let's go. It's gonna be so bad.
Yeah, but it's fun. I think it's the first time I see a Didgeridoo playing on Twitch. So.
Oh no. Okay, beware. It sounds very, very, very bad. On the mic as well, of course.
No, but it's the framing. It's all. We just see a tube. Right, that was great.
Thank you.
When can we go and see your concerts?
Sorry, we're all sold out at the minute. I'm in high demand, so it's gonna be very tricky. I can probably get you in, but you'll have to pay a lot.
Yeah, no. But if chat cannot come with me, we need 1,000 tickets. Otherwise, we can fill. You can fill stadiums, I'm sure, with the Didgeridoo.
Do you know what? That's so cool. You could right now say, "Hey, I'm gonna do a concert," and all of chat would come, and you'd fill an entire massive venue. You're so cool, chat.
Do you think the amount of people that actually, the activation cost for somebody between opening a laptop and watching me and actually moving and going to a thing and pay for a thing, I feel like it's very different. So
That's true.
real events, I've done some of them, not playing, but the numbers are often very different. But even though, even a couple hundred people in real life,
Amazing.
they occupy a lot of space, right? So
Yeah,
that's amazing.
absolutely.
Nevertheless.
Put a 1 in the chat if you would show up to our concert.
Oh, so it's out. So it's Didgeridoo and guitar.
Yes, in combination, it'll be beautiful. Just like that.
Can you sing?
I do sing, actually. I do.
There you go. So it's also singing. I don't
That
know how
probably
you can
works better.
play and how can you play the Didgeridoo and sing at the same time? But
You have to quickly alternate or sing through it like some weird microphone.
it will be something like that. Yeah.
Just start spitting bars, just rapping through it.
Yeah, you
quite
can
cool, actually.
like the beatboxing with Didgeridoo. It's used.
People
that
do
way
that.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah, and animal noises and whatnot. Well, it was so nice chatting to you and meeting you properly. And all of chat, so nice meeting you guys as well. They're
They were very
nice.
happy. They were very happy to have you. Yeah.
They're very, very nice to you. My chat are not nice to me.
Yeah, because if they are not nice, I give them a couple of these, and I get them straight on the course. Yeah, chat. It's the old education way. Couple of pem, and there you go.
I do just want to say for the record, my chat are very nice to me. Thank you,
This
everyone.
is a spontaneous declaration, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you very much for your time. See you soon
you.
the next time. Thank you for your time. It's been great, very fun. Good
See
night.
you very soon. Good night.
Bye bye.
Bye, everybody.
Quando arredò la dimora non acquisto al forestier. Storico no alla scandinava mobilia. Anzi sai cosa ti dico? Ci metto solo un busto nel tinello, un busto al Vespasiano, un busto all'entrata, l'italica casa è arredata. Al fiore di scalpello solo marmo italiano, si congratula il vicino salutando con la mano.